What's up, guys? I came out here because it was overcast and it's midday. I usually don't come out here at this time. The sky is actually really gray. I don't know if that shows on camera. It's supposed to rain today, but I came out here because it was overcast, and then of course as soon as I came out here it's not overcast anymore. But there's lots of tomatoes that need to be harvested, and so I'm gonna see if I can get the tomatoes all harvested, see if there's any peppers to be harvested, and then plant some seeds. In my last video I picked all of the garlic, and so I told you I wanted to plant something in its place. So I brought out some bush bean varieties. I brought out top crop, dragon tongues bush bean, tongues of fire, and then like this golden bush bean. If you're familiar, I have not grown with my garden and picking. I've only picked the dragon tongues bush bean and just a regular green bean and a purple bean. I have not picked any yellow beans. It's because I didn't plant any, and so I don't have any yellow bush bean seeds. I've only grown them once in my life, lots of years ago, and so I've seen other people pick them, and I'm kind of like jealous at how pretty they look. And so I got this pack sent in the mail to me from Greenstalk, and I'm gonna plant it. I also brought out some summer squash and some zucchini seeds. Basically anywhere where I think I can plant some seeds, I'm gonna plant some seeds. But before that I do that, I definitely want to go ahead and pick these tomatoes that I see ready. So I'm gonna use my basket here, take my seeds out, sit them on this chair, and then we'll go through and pick tomatoes first. These are actually my first tomatoes of this kind. Pretty sure, well, those are rotten. But these are the berries cherry. I think creamy berries. I've grown these before. This doesn't have the tag because this is just extra, so there might be some ready in the garden that actually has the name on this. All of these tomatoes that I planted in these forever garden beds were just extra tomatoes I had. This Teslan is the tiniest thing. It's pea size. They're a pain to pick because of how tiny they are. I should save these for my daughter. I think that's what I'll do because they're so tiny. So this little small one's called the Mexican midget, and this actually is striped and it doesn't have a name tag on it, but I know it's not the one next to it. Mystery tomato. Okay, yes. The first one we picked was called Blue Cream Berries because it's right here. I knew I had another one. So we have some more right here. This one actually split, but we have more blue cream berries. This is called the Jasper tomato. I would grow this one again. The plant is still healthy. I think this was one that said it was disease resistant, which I did try to grow lots of tomatoes that said they were disease resistant for specifically the blight. And that looks really good. Oops. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick this tomato. I know I've grown this in the past, but I can never pronounce it. It's Azoychka, and I know it's an orange tomato, and when I grew it about 2 years ago, I loved it, and so I'm growing it again. And I've been waiting for it to like completely ripen, but it's gonna rain today. I see one of them already started to split, and actually my drip just turned on, so I might want to go ahead and turn that off. But I think I'm gonna take this tomato. I'll say this is my first bigger size tomato. I'm gonna take the third one. Yay! I actually have no idea what this tomato is, but this is not. I have some of these planted in my cherry tomato bed, and they split like this, and they've split here as well. I guess I just had extra tomato plants because all of my paste are actually inside the hoop house. This one was breaking and scabbing over, so I'm going to take it. It's a Brandywine Black, and it's already started blushing, so it should be fine to ripen in the inside. I was actually worried about this tomato. It's called the Wisconsin 55 because we are a really, really hot climate, and I was worried about it, but it's actually been one of my first bigger tomatoes to produce, and it's growing lots of tomatoes, even though the plant is shorter than all my other tomatoes. So I think I would grow this again just as an early tomato variety. Rutgers have been my first determinate tomato. This would be, I already picked one from here. This would be my second and third one. But I think I would grow this one again as well. I was about to say that seems like the only determinate tomato that I've seen ripening over here. I haven't pruned these determinate tomatoes. If you think I sound funny, it's because I have like a little itchy sore throat and a headache, kind of congestion too, so if I sound funny, it's because of that. But I was gonna say that I think that's the only determinate tomato that's ready in here, and I think I see a red something sticking out, so let's go down the aisle and check it out. Yeah, so this is Defiant, and I'm gonna go ahead and take the red one and the one that's blushing. I wanted to come in my hoop house to see if there was any tomatoes in here that were starting to turn. So this is the same one from outside that keeps busting open, and the ones in here haven't, so that's good to know. I have pruned in my hoop house twice, and now I'm just kind of letting it go and produce the tomatoes it needs to. This is so pretty. Ugh. This is a Ukrainian purple, and it's a paste tomato. Ooh. This is my second and third one that I've picked from here. So I actually just found the name of this tomato that's been busting, but I have multiple of them. It's called a blush paste because I have multiple plants in this back bed. We're not big fresh tomato eaters. Well, I know I definitely am not, but my kids will eat cherry tomatoes, like little cherry tomatoes. I do like these orange ones raw, and I've eaten quite a few of them. I like the taste of them. I definitely don't like the taste of, I haven't tasted any red tomato that I've loved the taste of. Now that I'm saying that, let me taste this, what was this one called? Maybe it was the Jasper. It was either Jasper or the Tesland. Maybe the Tesland's this tinier one. So I definitely like the smaller one better. Red tomatoes to me just always have like this super acidic taste, which I don't really care for. It wasn't, obviously it's better than store-bought, but I love that cherry tomatoes, my kids can eat them fresh. I love that they're really, really tiny, that they produce fast, because a lot of the times I struggled, in previous years, struggled with hornworms or just different things eating my tomatoes before I can get a really good harvest. And I want to be able to produce a lot of tomatoes so that I can that's a lot right there. I've already harvested like 2 pounds last time I harvested tomatoes, and last year I think I had 4 gallon-sized bags of tomatoes, which is what I made my sauce, my pasta sauce from. But it was mixed with like things like zucchini and carrots and green beans, and so it's more of like a vegetable medley, not really a pasta sauce. And so this year my hope with growing a lot of paste tomatoes was to get a lot of paste tomatoes so that the sauce doesn't like reduce a lot, but we'll see. This is my first time ever growing over 200 tomato varieties, and it's because I know I just wanted to plant a lot in case I didn't get like a huge harvest. I know some people plant like 10 tomatoes and they're like, that's enough tomatoes to get me and do all my tomato stuff for the whole year. And I don't know if it's just because they've been gardening longer and their soil's just like super rich. I have no idea, but like this year I think I am doing better because this cluster is like really, really huge on this plant, and I do see a lot of tomatoes like hanging, and I think I am gonna get a huge tomato yield, and then maybe I will be able to scale back next year. But I planted over in case, you know, something happens to like half of it, I could just still, or a portion of it, I could still get enough tomatoes, or if they decide to all die. But I did plant a lot of disease resistant plants that said was disease resistant to like blight, early blight or late blight, and I did try to do stuff to combat me getting a harvest. So we shall see. You got all the blueberries? Thanks. So now that we got all of the tomatoes that are ready inside the garden, yes, the shade, I think I'm going to work on, man, green beans are always ready. I see green beans ready right now. I think I'm going to work on, we'll make sure no squash is ready because those turn giant instantly, but work on planting in this bed right here. This is the bed where we took out all of the garlic, and so I'm just gonna plant seeds, just gonna sprinkle seeds and going down this row, because like I said in my last video, if you don't cover the soil will cover itself. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is plant my yellow beans. I'm gonna plant the whole packet. They only take 54 days to mature, and we still have about, I think definitely over 180 days, so I still have lots of time. So what I think I'm gonna do, I planted all of the bean seeds that I had, because I'm going to, well, of course harvest some of the yellow, but then save seeds from the tongues of fire, the dragon tongues, bush bean, and then some of the yellow. Next I'm gonna plant these nasturtium, peach nasturtium. We still have about a quarter of the bed to go, and as we get more down towards the end, the amount of space does get thinner because basil is taken over. So I think I have a zucchini plant that says it is, so I just emptied all these seeds. I have a zucchini plant that says it was made for like containers in small space. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, because like I have this one small space right here that I could put one, could possibly put one right here, and then maybe 3 to fill this space. I definitely want to fill this space because this is the space that had the most amount of weeds, because it is a bigger spot. These other spots I could probably put some dwarf zinnias or marigolds, which I don't have out here with me, but I want to get some of the bigger spots planted so weeds aren't coming back. But I did get all of this area with all these different beans. I did most likely on most of them 3 in a row all the way up through here. So this is the variety right here called Emerald Delight, and it says small in space, this compact hybrid is extremely productive for plenty of flavor, small zucchini to last the season, great disease resistant. So I'm gonna plant this, and I may even actually, so I only have 3 seeds in here, but then I also have this packet in here. I don't know if I just had 2 of the same type of variety and I mixed them together. But what I am gonna do is plant this space out, and since it does say it's a hybrid, but I'm gonna see if I can plant save some seeds from it and possibly get some Emerald Delight next year. And this one has 50 to 55 days. I'm only planting 1 per hole. Yeah. And we definitely have, I think, like I said, 180 days. So definitely enough time to grow this. Especially because my zucchini and my squashes over there, I think, are finally getting attacked by some bugs. So I have to start pulling some out. I also have to say, although I said it's a hybrid and I'm going to save seeds, it's still going to grow a zucchini. It just might not be, say, compact, or it might not be as prolific, or it might not be as disease resistant. But if I saved seeds from this zucchini, I would get another zucchini unless this mixes with my pumpkin, and then I would probably get like zucchini pumpkin. But to avoid that, I can hand pollinate, keep a Ziploc bag or something over, or net, not a Ziploc bag, but like a net or something over, to make sure that it doesn't, that I know that I pollinated it myself. My cat. So this is what I'm talking about, and you can kind of see the, yep, the base of the plant. This was a white scallop. That's dying there. Oh, I do see a golden zucchini there, but also this plant's dying. You know what? I think I'm gonna actually leave that golden zucchini and maybe save seeds from it. Oh, but I do see, wow, I missed these. So this is still healthy. That's my first of that zucchini. I have a green zucchini that's not ready. But I also could save one of these and save seeds from it. I think I'm gonna leave this one and the golden one and save seeds from it. And leave one of these and save seeds from it. Oh wow, my cabbage is actually starting to, like, it actually has a head. I did not know if I was actually gonna get a head from that, because all the other brassicas died in here. Oh yeah, that's going to seed. So I need to pull these out. Okay guys, I'm going inside. I'm hot, I need some water, feeling that sickness kicking in, like I need some rest. So thank you guys for hanging out with me while we picked a basket full of tomatoes. I want to say that it's like 5 pounds. I weighed inside, and because I've been weighing everything, and we're doing really, really good. But I'm gonna go inside. So these are the blueberries, and I just picked, and these are the tomatoes. I just weighed them. They were 7 pounds. Those are the tomatoes we first picked. What I'm gonna do is, for all of these paste tomatoes, and probably even the bigger tomatoes, I have a Ziploc bag here. I'm just gonna go ahead and start putting them in the Ziploc bag and put them in the freezer, and I'll leave all of the smaller tomatoes, all of the small cherry tomatoes inside this bowl for fresh eating until I see that they're starting to go bad, and then I'll put those away as well. I did this last year where I just harvested tomatoes and put them right inside Ziploc bags, so you can definitely do that. Do make sure though that you take off these tops right here. Oops. I don't core them or anything, but I know that some people do core them. But I just don't specifically, I just take off this tops.